today I am here with my mother, Grandmaster Pia Cramling, and she's going to be analyzing a chess game from a subscriber so that you can see what it is that people at different levels do wrong. So today we're going to be seeing the game of a 1400 rated player, and she's going to be saying what it is that they're doing well, what it is that they're doing wrong, and what it is that they can improve, so that, of course, not just they improve, but so that all of you that are around that same rating can learn something from that and apply it to your own games. And I think this is episode 1 of a little series that we will do, at least if you enjoy this, where we're going to be analyzing the games of people of different levels so you can see exactly what people do wrong at different levels, and you don't just have me saying that, but you have an actual grandmaster telling you. So, Mom, are you ready to see
Yes, absolutely.
the chess game? Yes?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Okay. Mom, you should say what you think, like really tell my subscriber. He has the black pieces. He has the cow as the profile picture to honor my opening.
Yes, but I do hope it will not be the cow opening. I'm not so fond of it. Let's see what will happen.
Okay, so e4, e6.
It could be. It could be French. Let's see the next move here. D5. So we have a normal French opening. This is actually very, very sound to play. It was actually one of my pet line when I was young. So I played it. And so it's a good, very solid opening.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
E5, yeah. So the advanced variation. And now this is very good. You're attacking the center. So C5 is what you have to do. You're attacking the center. And now what did white play? This is the common way to defend. You're attacking with the pawn. White defends with the pawn. So if you take on D4, white can take back. And now, so yeah. And now knight is 7. I would go knight c6 first, but okay, you can play this. This is very unusual to play, and I guess the idea is maybe to put the knight on c6 and other one on d7. Yeah, okay. I wouldn't. The most common way is to go out with a knight, queen knight, and then even bringing out the queen, looking at the pawn and the center, queen b6, knight c6 and queen b6.
And just really looking towards this d4 pawn, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that knight d7 is a mistake. Absolutely not. It's a logical move, place to develop the knight, because you can sometimes even put it on the rim, but that is very, very complicated. And we have this rule that normally we should develop the pieces on the king side quickly and to castle. In the French defense, we have to be a little bit careful because white has a pawn on e5. There could be some attacks.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the pawn, yeah. And so white has more space. We can see that. Yeah, but this is fine, yes. Knight e3, logical. Knight c6, and that was the idea for black.
To bring this knight there.
And the other knight there. But there is a problem you always have in French, and what to do with the light squared bishop. And that is the French bishop, the passive bishop.
This is why I don't play the French, because I never know what to do with my bishop.
Yeah, and also it's quite a closed position. And it's normally easier to play when you have some open lines. It's easier to find plans. Here it's more maneuvering long time, and it's difficult. So it's not so easy to play the French, I would say. Okay, let's see. Bishop d3. This is logical to put the bishop there. It's looking towards the king side. So if black will castle, black has to be a little bit careful so nothing happens there. b6. B6, there is an idea with b6, and it's to bring out the light squared bishop, to change it against the good one.
That's nice.
And here we see, so black has played according to plan. Put the other knight, the king knight, on c6, attack in the center, and let this one be here so you can play this bishop a6. But so white can now go queen e2 to avoid it, but then if you want, you can even go a5. So let's see what happened here. Castle, and now I guess we have
that's
bishop,
nice.
And here. And if queen a4 comes, we have queen c8, and we keep everything under control. Or
Okay, bishop e3.
Bishop e7. And now we can see that black has exchanged the passive bishop and is keeping the better bishop, and we know it because of the pawns in the center. Look at the pawns; they are light square, these two, and they are very harmlessly together with the bishop, the dark squared bishop, and black has the pawn on dark squares. So this bishop is not so active; it's more a passive bishop.
Yep.
Let's go.
Queen here.
Yeah, you can go back here. I wouldn't say that's a mistake. You could also go queen c8, but it's also, both of them are okay because this knight is aiming to later on to d7. So I guess castle would be fine. Yeah, this is very good. Here.
And
no, I don't like to take away the tension here. I would actually prefer to keep it. I would have gone maybe something like a6, b5, maybe something like this, or maybe queen c7, knight d7. But I would actually start to play with the pawns on the queen side. And we can also see, if you look at the pawn structure in the center, f7, e6, d5, if you make an arrow here, these, you see they're pointed towards the queen side. So a little bit showing that we want to play on the queen side. So I would prefer to keep the pawns there. But there's nothing wrong to take on d4, but there is an open c line, and maybe black will be quicker to white will be quicker maybe to use the c line because we still have a knight on b7. We can also play this little tricky move, queen d7, threatening to take a pawn with knight take e5.
That's nice. So queen d7 of this, then there's this.
No, not these.
This as well?
Yeah, this as well also. This is absolutely fine. Or knight take e5. No, this is absolutely perfectly fine here, and we have this in between.
Yeah.
And there was also another way to take on e5. Both of them works.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But okay, so I would have preferred to keep the tension a little bit longer here. Okay, but yes.
Okay, so here takes and queen d7. So still that same idea.
Yeah. Now we don't threaten to take on d4, but we threaten to take on e5. So.
Yeah, because now if knight takes d4, then there's queen takes. But if here, then we're threatening, well, the queen has to move, and then we have time to take here in between.
Yeah, exactly. And now we have the pawn move.
Will he see it? No,
not night before. Night before.
This was such a nice way of winning a pawn here.
Yeah, knight take e5. And it's because you can show it. I think you should go out with it. Because the problem is for white that the queen is undefended. If the queen was defended, it didn't work. But the queen is undefended, so white has to do something with the queen. And if you change on d7, yeah, we can either take back or we can make this in-between move with check and here. And after rook c7, just show that you go rook f d8 and we are keeping our pieces.
Yeah, so there was the chance for that very nice tactic, but instead knight b4 was played, so he missed it. Takes. I guess the idea was that he wanted to go both here and here, so he saw a fork maybe.
Yeah, and it would have worked very well if it wasn't because of next move, rook c7. So white gets the rook to 7. Remember, rook on 7 is very annoying when you get it. It's very good for white to have it. So now black gets in a little bit into problem. And this is what I said. I wasn't so happy to be so quick to open the c line because black's rook were not ready to use them while white was. The rooks were connected. So let's see.
Knight d3 now.
Yeah, this is a mistake. Because what will happen now is that white will get 2 pieces for a rook. And even if a rook is very good in the end game, you need to have a rook and pawn, I would say, to be about equal with the 2 pieces, rook and pawn. But here, white gets the 2 pieces without black getting a pawn for it.
I think that's the thing. Like, I think a lot of people will see at lower levels will see a rook and they see it as so powerful that they would do anything to win a rook. So then they don't mind losing a couple pieces because they think I'm winning a rook, which is better. But it's important to understand that 2 pieces, 2 minor pieces like a knight and bishop, these 2 pieces together are better than 1 rook.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in the middle game. In the end game, a rook and pawn can sometimes be better than the 2 pieces. But you need to have the pawn. Here it will be equal pawns. And 2 pieces can attack 1 pawn, maybe. And you can only defend with rook and king. And then it means maybe you can transfer the position into pawn endgame, winning a pawn, and then you win the game. So it is...
Sorry.
But it's easy, yeah. So it took there and now took here. And now we have this position. And in a position like this, what we would aim to, if we would actually aim to change the rook. So maybe rook e8 would have been better actually to play. But okay, rook, I can understand that. Rook c8, you want to go and take the pawns here. So white, I'm just wondering, you want to go rook c2 and you want to take the pawns on the queen side. So yeah, this is a logical move. Now this move came here.
That's a good move, I feel like, to
Yeah.
start attacking.
Yeah, this is a good move. And this is why we needed to change the rook. So to get away with a strong rook here on
This
the
rook
side.
is so passive, it's not doing anything.
Yeah, it only defends the pawn. So I would have preferred to go rook e8, just follow this rook until we change it, and then play with the rook against the two pieces. But yeah, rook f8, no. If you start going back, then this was absolutely, you have lost time. And now h3 comes. You know what I would have played here instead? Can we go back?
To where?
Here, this. In this position, I would have gone rook e8. I want to go, because we have a tactical, if you take here,
h6.
and we are winning one of the pieces, and then all of a sudden, yeah, we would be better. Okay, you will get 2 pawns, but maybe it's about equal, but it's absolutely fine to play. So this is what I would have done. So I would have played my rook, following this rook. Rook d7, I follow. Wherever you go, I will follow the rook.
Yeah.
Because I want to exchange the rooks. And remember, this is very good to think of. What pieces do I want to have on the board? What do I want to exchange? And it's not at all easy. But here we have a position where I would prefer to exchange this very, very strong rook on the 7th.
Okay, so rook f8, h3, h6. Now the knight goes back, and I guess now he went back.
Yeah, now one's back. And now g4. Or king f8. Yeah, that's okay to play. Rook here. King 8. Yeah, this. This is not such a good move, because look at the rook. It doesn't have any future.
It's trapped.
It's trapped. We can't go and take it, but it doesn't. The only way to get out with the rook is to play a4, a5 somehow. But now I think rook c2 looks very good.
Wow.
No, no.
No.
Yeah, so go back.
No.
Yeah, I would have gone rook c2.
Yeah, to keep the rook. We were so excited.
Yeah, but okay. The idea is now white wants to go g5 to have some maybe activities, but we take it because the plan is maybe to go and you come here. And now we can maybe take on b2, yeah. Or can we go rook c8 first? This is actually what I would have liked. I would have liked to go
stop the rook from...
and then I would like to go, and after I would take a rook here, so to play this position.
Yeah.
So this is just very, 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 very far away. But rook d8, yeah, I would. It's a little bit, if Black wanted to change the rook, I think it would have been good to start it with from the beginning, because there have been some we have lost some time.
Okay, so g5. Oh, and now takes.
Take on g5, yes. h5. Bishop f4. f6, yeah, you need to play f6. g6, okay, king d7. Rook c8, yeah. And why? What is the problem with this? There is a beautiful tactics. Yeah, this pawn on g6 is, we forget that it can be a pass pawn.
Wow, there's bishop h6.
Did the opponent play this?
No, the opponent went knight there. They didn't see it.
Okay. So
let's just show really quickly. The point with bishop h6 here is that after takes, there's g7. And now it looks as if there's time to stop things, but after king f7, which is the only move to stop the checkmate, there's d7, there's 2 pass pawns, and there's no way of stopping both from...
Yeah, exactly, because the rook went away. This is why. So this was a very, very beautiful tactic.
That was a beautiful tactic.
But not easy to see, not at all easy to see.
Yeah. So knight here.
Yes.
Now... yeah, I guess white will never see it.
Yeah, let's see what happened. Knight g3. So this was the plan. Let's see. b5. Knight take h5. Now this is getting dramatical. Rook c2.
Yeah, this looks very good for white.
This was a mistake. We can just take it. So why should I play knight h5?
Because you go rook c8. Yeah, exactly. So white needs to go back. Yeah, because here, after takes and this, you can just go rook c8.
Yeah, this is different. Before the king was on the 8th rank.
Yeah.
The king was, but now when the king goes up, so
So they saw kind of a similar idea, but just the wrong position.
It doesn't work with the king on the 6th rank. It only works with the king on the 8th rank. Then it would have been just winning. But now, so now, now black is winning, and we are just in time.
And here actually resignation. Do you need to? I guess because. Yeah, okay, wait, let's go back to last position. I guess because here, even bishop h6, then you block this pawn from pushing.
Yeah, so if you go there, we can just start pushing the pawns on the queen side. And,
wow.
So yeah. And here we see, of course, how strong the rook is. Here it is. It stopped the pawn, and it went down to take that pawn and then stopped the pawn. So the rook is very strong in the endgame. But knight h5 would have been a good move. And then after you can push the pawn,
Yeah.
And then black would have been overloaded because white has 2 pawns, 2 pieces to play with, and these pawns are very close to the last rank.
Okay, so Mom, what tip would you give to, I guess to our subscriber? I mean, maybe to both players.
What would I say? I think the open idea was very exciting.
Black played, yeah?
Yeah, I think that was very exciting. So one thing is maybe when their attention, look if you can keep the attention. And also here we saw that when black took on d4, the rooks were still not connected. So you needed to have the rooks connected before you make a decision like this. So a little bit careful with keep the tension and see who will benefit when you change. But lots of time it's good to let them stand against each other and let the opponent exchange the pieces. And then afterwards, remember, a rook is very strong in the endgame. And if you play with 2 rooks against rook and 2 bishop and knight, normally you like to change the rook. Because rook, bishop, and knight, there are 3 pieces. We have only 2. And the rook is very good to play with the minor pieces, especially with the bishop. And here was a very strong rook on the 7th rank. So.
Okay. Very nice.
Very nice. Very exciting to see also.
Yeah. No, this was a very nice game that we got sent in, and I think this was also quite a good representative game of maybe a 1500 level game where a lot of the moves are good, but maybe sometimes the plan becomes a little wrong. Maybe we have the situation where black didn't realize that it was better to keep 2 pieces than to give up the rook, these sorts of things. But still, there were lots of really exciting ideas, and then they were able to find this way of defending after white went wrong. Even though, of course, white played very nicely there, and if they just didn't do this blunder and give up the piece, probably they would have won the game if they just moved back the knight. So this was also a very well played game by white. So I hope you enjoyed this little analysis that we did, that my mother did. And let us know if you want to see more videos like this where we analyze games of players of different levels, because I think this can be very exciting for all kinds of levels. Now we saw a 1400 game, but it would be nice to maybe see a 500 game. Where do they go wrong there? Maybe a 200 game, maybe a 2000 game. You know, you can see a lot of different levels there, and then see what people do wrong in those ratings. Thank you, Mom, for analyzing this game.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.
Bye-bye.